Okay, snowstorm. Storm. That word's way too common in this game. It was meant to be.
Man was accidentally shot in the chest with a rifle.
That is not an accident.
Looks like the storm's headed our way.
God damn it. Sick and tired of hearing about the storm.
I'm so glad you're still over there.
Who the hell is she? The Snow Queen?
We're ready for it.
So glad you're here. Blake Crawford. Bullet lodged in the heart, gunshot wounds to the chest, immediate extraction, and hemostasis. Whatever that is.
Due to the excessive amount of bleeding, there's a possibility the bullet nicked his heart.
Man, that poor heart. He's just trying to do his job and he gets hit with a bullet. Your heart is working all the time. The least you can do is not get shot.
Okay.
Well, whatever. We'll be back.
Let's begin.
The guy's just not ready to start. Let's go. Alright, patient's life is in my hands. Duh. I already knew that.
Blood pool has formed. Pulse. What a relief.
Thorough. Slop some of that stuff on. Bad. Fuck you. I don't even care anymore. God.
That was a difficult operation.
Let's have another fucking 20-minute conversation instead of actually helping people.
Really? You're right.
I don't even care about their fucking storyline anymore. Just let me try and steady my hand a little bit. Sorcery of Salvation.
Oh, are you heading back home, Dr. Blaylock?
Uh-oh.
Oh, hi,
Sexy
Lorna.
time.
Yes, I am. Must have been tough. Well, I was wondering.
Oh my god. Is this an RPG or medical game? Oh my gosh, he's hemorrhaging all over the place. Jeez. Old one. Out with the old, in with the new. You got the last one.
The last one.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Ah! What the hell just happened?
Remain centered. Breathe. Focus. As the stars have taught me. Now, let's finish this.
What the hell is going on? Wait a minute, he's a really good doctor because he does witchcraft? I still gotta see. Doesn't matter how good of a job I do. Or even if I use witchcraft. Alright, that's enough of this game. Well, the game certainly wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was just gonna be like all medical stuff. Maybe like a very loose story, but it's really in-depth. And the characters are very realistic, you know, and they have a lot going on. They have their own personalities. And there's a lot of drama, like a lot. But as far as the gameplay is concerned, it utilizes the Wii's controls perfectly. I mean, this is what the Wii was made for, you know, cutting people open and then suturing up the patient and stuff. That all works really great, and it makes sense. It's not like, you know, oh, I'm fighting a boss and I need to go like this to, you know, do an attack. It's like, no, I need to cut this guy open and this is how I'm going to do it. The greatest downfall to this game is having them talk so much during surgery. It's so frustrating when your patient's vitals are at 2 and then you're trying to listen to what they're saying, but at the same time you have to keep an eye on everything else and then figure out what you're going to do next. It can become really, really hectic, which makes it very difficult, which on one side is really good and it makes for good replay value and stuff like that, but on the other hand, it's insanely frustrating. It's like, shut up for 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, let me do this. The storytelling method, it's not for everybody. It's kind of like the Phoenix Wright games on the DS. And it's not my preferred way of storytelling, you know, just having these character slides in and then, you know, a little bit of chatting. But it works for this game, and it's interesting, and it's definitely a perfect way to utilize the Wii, not having, you know, too many graphics with a really slow frame rate. It's very simple, which is good. The story is a little bit cheesy. The male doctor apparently uses witchcraft or something, and he has something called the healing touch, which helps during the surgery. I don't know where that comes into play. That makes absolutely no sense. This is a medical game, so I'm expecting something very scientific and very straightforward. Then they start throwing in some supernatural stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, what? Not to mention it takes place in the future, which they don't tell you when you play the first mission. They just kind of mention it later on in the game, and there's like these complex machines inside of people. So that's also a little strange. Overall, it's really creative, and I like it. It does take a little bit of getting used to because it's a whole new experience, just like everything else in the Wii. It does have a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it's really fun, and when you know what you're doing, it's a lot easier. But every surgery has so many steps, and it's just, you gotta kind of remember everything, so that's the difficult part. Well, I guess I'll let Dr. Sadie take care of Storm because it's not as easy as it looks. And maybe even Turbulence can help with the cutting open.
Patients who are planning on picking up this remedy should be advised of the heavy storyline and general difficulty. Speaking of difficulty, it seems that Ultraneko now realizes how complex being a doctor is. But it's my job and I'm very dedicated to it. Speaking of which, I need to go check on Storm, so until next time, stay tuned and stay infected.
Back to my old waggling self. You know what I mean. Sadie's Gaming Infection Institute sure was a great place. Well, aside from Turbulence scratching the shit out of my good arm. I wonder if it stopped bleeding.
Good kitty. Trauma Center.